Good day, I'm Lisa Rowe, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, August 28, 2024. Prime Minister Andrew Holness is assuring the nation that the country's economic future is safe, notwithstanding the pending departure of Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clarke, who leaves office in October for a position with the International Monetary Fund, IMF. Mr. Holness says the departure is not sudden and all possible outcomes are being considered to ensure the country's best interest is served and that Jamaica remains stable and continue on its pathway and trajectory for growth. The Prime Minister says perspectives being shared in the public are heard, but that the economic progress that the country has made is not based on personality.
Minister Clarke and myself have worked very hard to ensure that nothing that we do is personality-based. It's institution-based. It's creating rules, principles, policies, legislation, and above all, a culture. Because that's the only way that you can entrench legacy.
He says Minister Clarke's elevation is an endorsement and validation of the government's policies being administered.
And we are not a shallow institution. And we don't depend on one man alone. We have a diverse leadership pool, a deep leadership pool. But more than that, every political organization must be able to attract new talent.
In other news, Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the addition of 100 new buses to the JUTC's fleet will significantly enhance access to transportation and boost the nation's productivity. The compressed natural gas CNG buses were officially handed over during a ceremony at the JUTC's Portmore Depot on Tuesday.
I want the Jamaican public to see these new buses as an expression of our economic independence. I want you to take care of these buses. I want you to use these buses to increase our productivity as a people.
Minister of Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport, Darrell Vaz, says the new CNG units will also generate substantial savings for the government.
It costs $60,000 to fill one diesel bus, compared to $20,000 to fill the same bus with CNG. So we save 40,000 Jamaican dollars per bus, per fill. We refuel 125 buses every day. So it's not $4 million, it's upward of 5 million Jamaican dollars per day for these buses.
The buses, which arrived on July 15, will be deployed to deliver services across Portmore, Spanish Town, and other areas in St. Catherine. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Finance has approved a 3-year maintenance budget to ensure the upkeep of the new buses for the JUTC. Transport Minister Darrell Vaz says the approval followed discussions with Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clarke.
He has approved the funding for the 3-year service contract for these 100 buses. He has approved the refurbishing of 30 articulated buses that are parked all over the place. And when those 30 buses roll out, we clean up Halfway Tree, we clean up Portmore, we clean up Spanish Town. One bus go there and everybody gone, because we will have the new buses plus the reconditioned buses.
He adds that Minister Clarke is working to ensure that Jamaica acquires an additional fleet of buses for the JUTC sooner than originally expected.
8 of the Golden Dragon Hill Route buses. He has approved the other 16, which will start immediately so that we can get them out for January morning. And last but not least, he has agreed for the second 100 buses, which he already committed in his budget speech, but with my urging, he has agreed for us to pay the deposit this side of the financial year so we can get the next 100 buses in the same time period, which is June to July of 2025, rather than the end of 25 to 26.
The Minister of Education and Youth says there is a marginal improvement in the performance of students in the Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate CSEC exams for May-June 2024. This is in comparison to their counterparts across the Caribbean. Portfolio Minister Favour Williams made the remarks during a press conference on Jamaica's performance in both the CSEC and CAPE external exams on Monday. She highlights that the results came from 31,600, or 95.3% of public school students who participated in the CSEC exams.
For 2024, Jamaica's math pass rate for public schools was 39%, and for all Jamaica, meaning public and private and other, that figure was 33.4%. When compared to the regional pass rate of 36%, Jamaican public school students surpassed this figure by approximately 3 percentage points. But when you look at the all Jamaica, which is public, private, and other, there was a decline of approximately 2.6%.
In regard to English A, 76.4% of students secured a passing grade. But Minister Williams pointed out a decline in the overall number of students passing 5 subjects, inclusive of Maths and English A. Several subjects, however, showed impressive results with pass rates exceeding 80%. Among them are physical education and sport, family and resource management, theatre arts, agricultural science, and industrial technology.
Where we are in terms of passes, including Maths and English, we know we have a lot of work to be done there to get that figure up. Against this background, I want to congratulate all of our students who sat the CSEC and CAPE exams. I know it's hard work, and so you are to be commended. You sacrificed a lot and can now look back with satisfaction for those of you who did well.
And finally, the Education Ministry says multiple strategies will be implemented to enhance school safety this upcoming academic year. Minister Favour Williams says the initiatives will be guided by the Safety and Security Policy, which aims to provide a robust framework for preventing violence in schools. She disclosed the plans during the Jamaica Teachers Association 60th Annual Conference held in Trelawney recently.
The safety and security policy that is designed to prevent violence in schools spells out how to implement physical security measures such as searches of students' school bags, organizing training programs for school personnel to recognize warning signs and intervene effectively.
In addition to the physical security measures, the policy will also address other areas. These include providing counseling for at-risk individuals, creating thorough crisis and emergency plans, defining roles for the community, parents, and students, and encouraging positive conflict resolution.
I know that the support that we give includes coordination of searches upon request, regular school visits, motorized patrols in the general school environment before and after school hours, regular patrols in the transport and town centers to prevent students loitering during school hours, safety audits and reports upon request, investigation of critical incidents, training session for staff and students, motivational talks, gang prevention intervention, summer camps, mentorship programs.
She says these efforts are supported by the Restorative Practice Training Program being jointly administered by the Ministries of Education and Justice. 500 schools have been targeted and more than 12,000 students have participated. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Lisa Rowe. Thanks for watching.